The tale unfolds in the year 2624 at Lijiang City Second Academy during the Class Awakening ceremony. The ceremony progresses much like previous years, with all Academy students lined up as Headmaster Luo Heng addresses them. He elucidates the significance of the First Awakening, emphasizing its role in shaping an individual's future. Choosing a new class after awakening entails considerable resources, particularly for combat classes, summoners, and engineers. The students, eager for their awakening, harbor diverse aspirations. One seeks to become a berserker, envisioning the ability to transform obstacles into monsters, while another aims to become a pharmacist. Each student harbors their own desires for their awakening, and while some view those desiring weaker awakenings as cowardly, everyone strives to achieve their desired awakening. Many years prior, the virtual reality game Eternal emerged, captivating players with its novel experience and the exhilaration of combat. As more people immersed themselves in Eternal, the game expanded exponentially, introducing numerous secret realm maps teeming with monsters and other creatures. Questions arose about the potential merging of Eternal with reality. In a world where leveling up and changing classes empowers individuals to combat monsters, our protagonist, Zhou Yi, finds himself amidst a sea of students at the Class Awakening ceremony. His journey in this world began a year ago, marked by personal tragedy. His mother's untimely passing and his sister Xiaoyun's affliction with a mysterious ailment left him reeling. Ordinary doctors couldn't cure her, and only the intervention of a low-level priest sustained her fragile life. Desperate to save her, Zhou Yi resorted to selling their home and seeking financial aid from relatives, but it was merely a temporary solution. With Xiaoyun's medical expenses escalating and his part-time income insufficient, Zhou Yi grappled with the weight of his sister's precarious health. Faced with mounting challenges, Zhou Yi recognized the urgent need for a combat class to venture into dangerous maps, vanquish monsters, and seek aid from higher-level priests for Xiaoyun's treatment. The headmaster provided insights into the ceremony, setting the stage for the commencement of the proceedings. A level 24 mage presided over the ceremony, instructing students to gather in the magic formation as the Class Awakening ritual commenced. Sequentially, the mage wasted no time in initiating the magic formation with a flick of his wand. Upon activation, a vast purple-hued magic circle materialized, enveloping the entire formation as the mage channeled his mana into it. The activation of the magic circle generated immense pressure, causing a powerful gust of wind that made it challenging for the students to maintain their footing. Witnessing this display of power, the students marveled at the mage's prowess, recognizing the formidable capabilities of a level 24 mage. Amidst the tumultuous wind, Zhou Yi contemplated the mage's strength, noting the lucrative nature of hosting a Class Awakening ceremony, with income reaching at least 6 figures. Soon after, Lixiang Yang, the 5th class homework teacher, arrived and commenced the ceremony by summoning the first student, Zheng Chang, to enter the magic circle. The students observed the awakening ceremony with rapt attention, acknowledging its profound significance in their lives. Similarly, Zhou Yi attentively observed the proceedings, acutely aware that his entire future hinged upon the outcome of his awakening. A successful awakening held the key to his ability to provide for both his sister and himself, underscoring the paramount importance of the moment. There are more than thousands of classes in this world that can be awakened, but only 3 types of classes will appear in the Class Awakening ceremony. In this world running rampant with monsters, combat classes are the most respected by others. Conversely, life-type classes have the lowest positions. According to statistics from previous years, around half the class should be able to awaken combat classes. Among the 3 classes, the Enchanter should be the class with the best potential. Students were entering the magic formation one by one, and some were failing, while others were getting a good awakening, but those who were not getting a good awakening were getting very disappointed, because everyone wanted a kind of combat class. 3 types of magical cards were also visible in the magic circle. Pharmacist, Enchanter, and Decomposer were written. Maybe it depends on the awakening of the person. It may also change according to the person. As the ceremony progressed, numerous students were called forth based on their assigned numbers, with Zhou Yi, our protagonist, finally summoned at number 30. Upon hearing his name, Zhou Yi made his way towards the formation, greeted by cheers from his classmates who regarded him as the class representative. Despite the uncertainty of the world, Zhou Yi's peers held high expectations for him, acknowledging his exceptional academic performance and commendable stats, anticipating a favorable class awakening outcome. Meanwhile, Tang Tianjun, the 6th class homework teacher, approached Li Yangyang and inquired about the status of his class's awakening. Li Yangyang responded with 16, prompting Tang Tianjun to jest about their class having 21 students awakened in combat class, including a rare class, fulfilling the yearly examination quota instantly. Li Yangyang's irritation was evident in response to the taunt. As the magic circle remained motionless for an extended period, Tang Tianjun voiced his concern regarding the lack of movement from the class representative. All eyes turned to Zhou Yi, who stood within the magic circle with closed eyes. Suddenly, Zhou Yi's necklace began emitting a radiant golden light, surprising him. Subsequently, a system appeared before Zhou Yi, accompanied by a notification. System energy detected, system activating, loading complete. Strongest class support system activated, rookie starter gift, S+ grade talent, protection of the sacred. In disbelief, Zhou Yi rubbed his eyes, questioning the reality of the system's appearance, only to realize that it was indeed real, and not a figment of his imagination. The system notification remained displayed before him, prompting Zhou Yi to inspect its contents. It triggered a recollection of the necklace he had purchased from a street vendor in his previous life, which inexplicably accompanied him to this new world following his demise. Initially regarding it as a potential treasure upon its transmigration, Zhou Yi's hopes waned after conducting fruitless tests on it. Yet, now, it had unexpectedly activated a system, endowing our protagonist with a significant boon. This timely gift revitalized Zhou Yi's perspective on the necklace. Reviewing the system's messages, Zhou Yi discovered that he had been granted the protection of a sacred angel, rated at an impressive S+ level. This bestowed upon Zhou Yi an enhanced affinity with light types, augmenting the effectiveness of light and divine type skills within the realm. Talents within the system were categorized from F to S grade, with higher grades offering superior effects. Crucially, Zhou Yi realized that the 3 classes slated to manifest during the class awakening ceremony bore a profound connection with the talents he possessed outside the magic circle. Zhou Yi's class instructor observed with growing concern as Zhou Yi remained motionless for an extended period. Anxious, creased his brow. Outside, the other students began murmuring amongst themselves, questioning Zhou Yi's behavior. What's happening with Zhou Yi? Why is he just staring into space? This is unprecedented. Could it be that he's unable to undergo class awakening? The atmosphere crackled with uncertainty, fueled by speculation. Suddenly, a burst of golden light erupted from the clouds, descending directly upon Zhou Yi within the magic circle. The sight sent shivers down the spines of the onlookers as the entire ambiance shifted. Recognizing the significance of the event, the headmaster remarked, "This is a class awakening phenomenon." Beside him, the mage interjected, "No, this is a talent awakening phenomenon." Amidst the ethereal glow, an angel materialized and hovered before Zhou Yi, rendering him speechless. The surrounding students fell into a hushed silence, awestruck by the divine manifestation. The angel emanated a radiant golden light, her eyes concealed behind a blindfold, exuding an aura of profound divinity. After regarding Zhou Yi for a moment, the angel approached him with a serene smile. "Light is your faith and the wellspring of your power," she spoke gently. "Under the embrace of belief, the sacred light will always shield you and vanquish all malevolence. And I shall stand by your side, shielding you always." The angel's essence merged with Zhou Yi as she drew near, imprinting a golden symbol of divinity upon his forehead and infusing his eyes with divine energy. A radiant aura enveloped Zhou Yi, casting forth a brilliant golden light that emanated from his eyes and suffused his entire being. Though it initially appeared as if he were writhing in agony, the discomfort was fleeting. In a sudden revelation, 3 ethereal insignias materialized before him, captivating the attention of the observing students. Astonishment rippled through the crowd as some clutched their heads in disbelief, marveling at the extraordinary occurrence. "What incredible fortune to acquire a new talent during the class awakening ceremony," exclaimed one student. Speculation buzzed among the onlookers. each offering their interpretation of Zhou Yi's newfound ability. Curiosity piqued, a student queried, "Master Li, what are these symbols representing? Are they indicative of his class?" After repeated inquiries, Lixiang Yang's demeanor turned grave as he responded. These three symbols represent hidden classes within the magic circle. Zhou Yi contemplated the emblems representing three distinct classes: Mage of Light, Sacred Priest, and Saint Knight. Each option presented unique strengths and weaknesses. The Mage of Light offered formidable DPS capabilities but lacked defensive skills, leaving them vulnerable to attacks in the tumultuous world overrun by various races. On the other hand, Sacred Priest possessed an array of life-saving abilities, including the coveted skill of resurrection, yet their combat skills were subpar, relying heavily on support from others, which didn't align with Zhou Yi's preferences. Amidst these considerations, the Saint Knight emerged as the most balanced option, offering a comprehensive skill set encompassing defense, offense, and buffs. Although it didn't excel in any single aspect, Zhou Yi's innate affinity with light made it a natural fit for him. Without hesitation, he selected the Saint Knight class, recognizing its compatibility with his abilities and objectives. Upon selecting the Saint Knight class, the other two emblems vanished, leaving only the Saint Knight emblem rotating gracefully before Zhou Yi. With solemn resolve, he recited the oath of humility, honesty, bravery, empathy, responsibility, and the pursuit of glory and justice, embodying the essence of a Saint Knight. As the words echoed, Zhou Yi observed intently as golden light emanated from his back, unfurling majestic wings behind the Saint Knight. Simultaneously, a system notification heralded his achievement. Congratulations on awakening the Saint Knight class. Level 10 skills acquired. Blade of Pure White, slow regeneration, weapon blessing. Plus, 10 additional unassigned points granted. Upon exiting the magic circle formation, Zhou Yi found himself immediately surrounded by fellow students from the academy, each offering their congratulations and requests. "Well done, class representative. Could you include me in your team for the final exam? I'd like to have a backup. I'm a summoner. Our group will surely excel. As a mage, count me in." However, their chatter was interrupted by the teacher, who ushered them away and instructed Zhou Yi to go home and rest, with a gleam of accomplishment in his eyes. With a covetous expression, the teacher commended Zhou Yi's efforts, urging him to visit the headmaster's office the following day. Observing the teacher's unsettling countenance, Zhou Yi couldn't help but think, "Your appearance is rather unsettling, teacher." Zhou Yi comes to his home and checks his stats, where his stats points were like this. Name, Zhou Yi. Strength, 20. Constitution, 18. Agility, 17. Intelligence, 15. Class, Saint Knight. Following his awakening, Zhou Yi not only witnessed an increase in his stats, but also acquired some unassigned stat points. Surveying his options, Zhou Yi deliberated on how best to allocate these points to bolster his abilities. Contemplating his strategy, he decided to prioritize enhancing his strength, followed by constitution, and distributing the remainder among other vital stats. By bolstering his strength, Zhou Yi aimed to gain the necessary power to combat monsters with greater ease. Swiftly, he invested 6 points into strength, 2 into constitution, 1 into agility, and 1 into intelligence. As Zhou Yi's stats surged, a radiant energy emanated from his body, resembling a stream of golden light. Sensing this transformation, Zhou Yi remarked, "I can feel the energy coursing through me. These stat points bring about a remarkable change. It's exhilarating." With the utilization of his stat points for the first time, Zhou Yi received a system notification indicating the activation of the Saint Knight mission. Saint Knight mission activated. Daily mission. Saint Knight's Challenge Level 1. You can choose 2 of the following rewards by finishing the daily mission for the first time. Reward 1. Receive 10 extra stat points. Reward 2. Receive Saint Knight's skills. Reward 3. Receive random Saint Knight equipment. An additional option presented itself: accept or refuse. This mission piqued Zhou Yi's curiosity immensely, as it promised substantial rewards. Unable to resist such a tempting opportunity, he opted to accept the mission by pressing the designated button. As soon as Zhou Yi selects the accept button, the mission automatically adjusts according to the power level, and continuous 2-3 system notifications come. Match complete. Kill Grady Ancient Rabbi Monster. Please treat the trial seriously. Dying in the trial results in dying in real life. Zhou Yi found himself slightly taken aback by the sequence of events. Shortly thereafter, he arrived at a mine, recalling lessons that highlighted the presence of ancient rabbi monsters in such environments. While these creatures were not inherently carnivorous, they turned aggressive and bloodthirsty upon encountering humans. Before long, a swift-moving ancient rabbi monster launched an attack on Zhou Yi from behind. With their limited intelligence, these monsters relied on enraged roars and razor-sharp claws capable of cleaving through minerals. Aware of the approaching threat, Zhou Yi braced himself for the impending encounter. The rabbi monster lunged at Zhou Yi with its claws, aiming to strike him. However, Zhou Yi effortlessly evaded the attack, causing the monster's claws to shatter the ground upon impact. Seizing the opportunity, Zhou Yi swiftly dodged the monster's assault and moved away. Reflecting on his first encounter with the creature, Zhou Yi resolved to defeat it without resorting to any special skills. When the rabbi monster attempted another attack, Zhou Yi countered with a swift kick to its head, causing it to stumble and fall to the ground before continuing on his way. Observing the effectiveness of his physical abilities, Zhou Yi remarked to himself, "My agility and jumping prowess have noticeably increased due to my enhanced stats." Despite the monster's growing frustration as its attacks repeatedly missed their mark, Zhou Yi remained composed and agile, effortlessly dodging each blow. Taunting the creature, Zhou Yi remarked, "You're far too slow. I can anticipate your moves from a mile away." Amidst the battle, the monster lunges at Zhou Yi with its tail, striking him squarely in the stomach and causing blood to trickle from the wound. Reacting swiftly, Zhou Yi attempts to heal himself using his newfound ability. Ding, slow regeneration level 1. Grade C, restores a certain amount of health points to oneself or two nearby teammates within a specified range within 30 seconds. While tending to his injuries, Zhou Yi reflects, "I let my guard down. No amount of training at the academy prepares you for real encounters with monsters. Even facing a low-grade monster like this, I mustn't underestimate its threat." To vanquish the creature, Zhou Yi employs the Blade of Pure White, delivering a direct strike to the monster. He utilizes every new skill at his disposal during the skirmish. With each new skill employed against the monster, the system issues notifications. Blade of Pure White, Level 1, Grade C. Focus your strength into your arms and execute a sweeping cross-shaped slash, inflicting damage on surrounding enemies. Those struck may also be ensnared by light-based magic, freezing them in place. Tiger Pounce Level 4 Grade 0. Grab one enemy in front of you and run forward for a certain distance before throwing them, causing multiple stages of damage to the enemies crashing into you and running. Zhou Yi had attacked the monster so many times that he didn't even get a chance to control it, and with one punch, Zhou Yi makes him fall to the ground. At this moment, the monster is lying on the ground, and our MC is thinking about eliminating it. A golden-colored armor has formed in both his hands. This is Tiger Pounce, with which Zhou Yi starts attacking the monster continuously and destroys it in a short time. Notification shows again after the monster dies. You killed the ancient rabbi monster. Trial complete. Score: A. Please choose your rewards. Reward 1. Receive 10 extra stat points. Reward 2. Receive Saint Knight skills. Reward 3. Receive random Saint Knight equipment. Zhou Yi pondered deeply about the rewards, recognizing that both stat points and skill points are essential for bolstering a class's prowess. Without haste to elevate his skill levels, he deemed additional stat points as the optimal choice. A reliable weapon will prove invaluable for the challenges ahead. It's fortunate the system provides weaponry rewards. Otherwise, acquiring one would be beyond my current means. Opting for stat points and a random equipment selection, he settled on a basic one-handed sword, apart from the Saint Knight skills. Upon the mission's conclusion, the environment swiftly transformed, returning him to his room. Regaining composure, Zhou Yi glanced at his mobile device, which indicated a visit to the hospital was in order. Meanwhile, in the hospital room, Zhou Yi's sister, Xiao Yun, tuned into the news broadcast. Today, during a class awakening ceremony, a student triggered the descent of a sacred angel, unveiling a rare talent prior to selecting the elusive Saint Knight hidden class. This marks the first instance of such a hidden class emerging in our city in the past 5 decades. Abruptly, a nurse entered and switched off the television. Xiao Yun greeted the nurse, who responded with a scowl, presenting her with the bill. It's time to settle your medical expenses, totaling 10,000 yuan, the nurse announced sternly. Xiao Yun scrutinized the bill, feeling a sense of unease as she noted its exorbitant amount. She questioned the nurse, expressing concern that Zhou Yi's monthly earnings of only 5,000 yuan rendered the medical fees unaffordable. Perturbed by Xiao Yun's inquiry, the nurse retorted sharply, "You've consumed a substantial quantity of medication this month, including suppressants and stabilizers, and even consulted with a priest. During your illness, there were 3 incidents where your condition worsened, requiring nurses to attend to you at midnight. It's quite unbecoming for a young lady to make such accusations. If you suspect an issue, verify it yourself. This is a hospital." Upon hearing these words, Xiao Yun attempted to clarify, stating, "I didn't mean it that way. There's a misunderstanding." But the nurse continued to berate her. Frustrated, I interjected, "If you can't afford it, don't succumb to envy of the wealthy. Those with limited means should accept their circumstances without resistance." Suddenly, several individuals approached, placing their hands on the nurse's shoulders and admonishing, "Your sharp tongue has offended patients. Perhaps you'd like to continue this conversation in the director's office." Though skeptical of their intentions, the nurse departed, reminding Xiao Yun to settle her medical fees. Perplexed by the encounter, Xiao Yun inquired, "Who are you?" Concerned that they might be there for payment, she was relieved when one of them, Shu Yan, introduced himself as a friend of her brother's and handed her his card. Meanwhile, Zhou Yi arrived at the hospital with the medical bill in hand, expressing confusion to Xiao Yun. "I went to pay the bill, but the hospital system indicates we owe 10,000 yuan. Do you know what's happening?" Xiao Yun's face brightened upon seeing her brother. At that moment, the 2 individuals who had previously visited Xiao Yun entered the room and glanced at Zhou Yi. Perplexed, Zhou Yi questioned, "Who are you both?" One of them, rising to his feet, approached Zhou Yi and introduced himself. "Greetings, Mr. Zhou Yi. I'm Zhao Wenbing, the mayor's secretary, and I'd like to discuss some matters with you." Observing Zhou Yi's extended hand for a handshake, Secretary Zhao's presence left Zhou Yi pondering, as the mayor held significant influence in Jiangli City, and his secretary often acted on his behalf. Internally, Zhou Yi wondered, why would someone of his stature seek me out? He reciprocated the handshake and suggested, "The patient room isn't ideal for our discussion. Let's relocate." Acknowledging Zhou Yi's suggestion, Secretary Zhao remarked, "Of course, our esteemed hero," as they exited the room for a private conversation. En route, Zhao Wenbing instructed the other individual, "Please stay here to keep Miss company. I'll be stepping out with Mr. Zhou Yi for a moment." Affirming his understanding, the other individual replied, "Certainly." Meanwhile, Xiao Yun remained engrossed in conversation with the companion, unaware of her brother's attainment of the hidden class, the subject of the recent news broadcast she had been watching. Exiting the hospital, Zhou Yi and the secretary made their way to a cafe where Zhou Yi's name was already circulating among the patrons. A girl at a nearby table excitedly shared the news with her friends. "Have you heard about the unveiling of the hidden class at Second Academy?" Intrigued, her friends inquired, "Who was it?" Displaying Zhou Yi's photo on her phone, the girl replied, "I believe his name is Zhou Yi, a snapshot leaked from their school. He looks quite handsome." Meanwhile, at a separate table, Zhou Yi and the secretary settled in for their discussion. Extending his congratulations, the secretary commended Zhou Yi on attaining the protection of the Sacred Angel's S-grade talent and awakening the Saint Knight class. Grateful for the acknowledgement, Zhou Yi modestly remarked, "I consider myself fortunate." Lightening the mood, the secretary added with a chuckle, "Securing an S-grade talent during a standard class awakening ceremony isn't merely a stroke of luck." As we wrap up this chapter, I hope you've enjoyed today's installment. If you did, please consider hitting the like button to help us reach our goal of 150 likes. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated whenever we release new content. Continuing their conversation, the secretary placed a unique key from the Citibank's vault before Zhou Yi. This special key symbolized the mayor's keen interest in Zhou Yi's hidden talent and served as a means to access the resources stocked for his preparation. Additionally, the mayor had instructed the media not to disturb Zhou Yi and had arranged for a supply of cultivation resources stored within the vault, with the key serving as the sole access. If Zhou Yi utilizes Citibank's vault resources, he can swiftly amass considerable power. Zhao Wenbing presents the keys and invites Zhou Yi to express any further requests. Upon observing this significant key, Zhou Yi begins to contemplate. It seems the mayor believes in my potential to wield influence, and there's no harm in investing in me. Despite knowing that there's no such thing as a free lunch, Zhou Yi realizes the mayor must anticipate some form of future repayment. Witnessing Zhou Yi deep in thought, Xiaowen proceeds to address his final point concerning his sister. He announces, "Starting today, Miss Shuao will be attended to by a professional medical team around the clock." Furthermore, the mayor has arranged for a level 36 second-grade priest to come to Zhongli City to provide treatment for Xiao. This particular revelation provides Zhou Yi with an irresistible opportunity to accept the offer, one he cannot turn down as it encompasses all he desires, including care for his sister. Grasping the key eagerly, Zhou Yi declares, "I accept your offer." Upon Zhou Yi's acceptance, Zhao Wenbing warmly states, "Welcome, it's all part of my duty." While more opportunities are bound to present themselves to Zhou Yi after attaining S-grade talent, he seizes the initial opportunity that aligns not only with his aspirations, but also ensures his sister's welfare. Subsequently, the narrative transitions to the hospital where Zhou Yi shares the news with his sister, eliciting a radiant expression of joy from Shuao Yun, who excitedly exclaims, "Bro, you're destined for greatness. Can I stick by your side like an accessory?" Shuao Yun exhibits resistance towards Zhou Yi, pushing him away. Zhou Yi admonishes, "Quit the chatter and concentrate on your recovery." Yet Shuao Yun persists, grasping his arm and inquiring, "What's your skill, bro? Every class has its unique abilities." This remark prompts Zhou Yi to ponder his own capabilities. Upon awakening his class, he possesses 3 exclusive saint skills: the pure white blade for offense, slow recovery for healing, and weapon blessing for support. Slow recovery facilitates life point regeneration, which Zhou Yi decides to apply to Shuao Yun. The sensation leaves her feeling remarkably refreshed, akin to a rejuvenating soak in a hot spring. Following the treatment, Zhou Yi inquires, "Feeling better?" He is elated witnessing her newfound comfort, observing her improved mobility and absence of pain. Choosing the Saint Knight class was influenced not only by its strength, but also by Shuao Yun's ailment. While it doesn't offer direct healing, being a support class enables Zhou Yi to alleviate her suffering to some extent. Witnessing his sister's happiness brings him joy, reaffirming that his actions are driven solely by his familial bond, particularly his devotion to his sister. The following day, Zhou Yi accompanies his headmaster on a stroll through the academy, during which the headmaster reveals, "Yesterday, I received numerous calls from several universities vying to recruit you. My phone was practically inundated. Among them were even 4 professors from the top 10 universities. Make every effort and vie for as many resources as possible." All these professors hold secondary awakened class status and are above level 35. Joining them will provide you with the finest training opportunities in the future. Intrigued, Zhou Yi inquires, "Which universities reached out?" The headmaster responds, listing Rongyang University, Chuannan University, Jia University, and Hen University. Zhou Yi probes further. "None of the top 3 universities contacted?" The headmaster explains, "The top 3 universities adhere strictly to exam results for admissions. They don't consider class talent nor offer special admissions." As they converse, they arrive at the room where representatives from the 4 universities are stationed. They pause outside the door, overhearing a heated dispute inside among the representatives, each vying to secure Zhou Yi's enrollment at their respective institution. Old Xiao, the Chuan district, is 4,000 kilometers away from Zhongli City. "Did you use a fighter jet to come here?" "Fighter jet? I used the super long-distance teleportation array. The super long-distance teleportation consumes a level 30 magic core for every use." "You are willing to spend it?" "There's nothing I can't spend for a genius. Xuannan University will be taking Zhou Yi. We'll let our skills talk." Luo Hang enters the room and addresses the gathered recruitment teachers. "Esteemed educators, Zhou Yi has arrived." He proceeds to introduce Zhou Yi to each of them, saying, "Allow me to present Mr. Zhao Tianfu from Rongyang University, Mr. Li Bing from Chuannan University, Miss Zhu Yu from Hangcheng University, and Mr. Yu Yuan from Anji University. Following the introductions, Zhou Yi respectfully nods and greets them. Nice to meet you all. The recruitment teachers are pleased by Zhou Yi's humble demeanor, noting his lack of arrogance despite his newly acquired hidden class. Zhao Fu from Rongyang University swiftly takes the floor, setting aside other matters to outline Rongyang University's offer. He proposes, join our institution, and you'll receive 2 million yuan, along with an exclusive skill book containing 3 saint classes. This offer catches Zhou Yi's attention, prompting him to ponder. He calculates, an average family's monthly income is 6,000 yuan, and here Rongyang University is offering 2 million yuan up front, along with Saint Knight skill books that are beyond the reach of ordinary individuals. Not even the mayor provided resources of this magnitude. However, Li Bing from Chuannan University interjects, jesting about Zhao Fu's offer and presenting Zhou Yi with an even more enticing proposal. Li Bing states, Chuannan University offers 3 million yuan upon admission, 3 Saint Knight skill books annually, with classes led by a level 56 tertiary awakened knight. This offer surpasses Jan's, compelling Zhou Yi and his headmaster to contemplate its significance. Level 56 is near the apex of ability on the planet. Becoming the disciple of such a figure promises unparalleled advantages. As they ponder, Zhao Yu also presents her university's offer. Hang University doesn't boast extensive admission funds, just a modest 2 million. However, upon admission to our institution, I'll provide you with a B-class cultivation resource immediately. At the mention of a B-class cultivation resource, Zhou Yi's headmaster swiftly glances at him, urging him to accept, recognizing the invaluable nature of such resources. B-class cultivation resources are invaluable. With them, even ordinary beings can be transformed into formidable entities. The recruitment teachers eagerly await Zhou Yi's response to their offers, yet he declines special admission from all of them. His headmaster, visibly agitated, is taken aback by his decision. Zhao Yu, particularly incensed, demands an explanation. Zhu Yi explains, I aspire to enroll in one of the top 3 universities among the nation's top 10, Suwang University, Jingjing University, and Modu University. They are universally acclaimed as the country's top 3 institutions, admitting only 1,000 students annually. Their admissions aren't limited to humans. Elves, giants, and other races are also welcomed. Naturally, these races possess inherent strengths superior to humans. Amidst our country's myriad elites, gaining admission to the top 3 universities is akin to reaching the heavens. Hearing this from Zhou Yi, Zhao Fu starts laughing loudly, and then he says angrily, I thought you were a good kid, but you're just an ignorant brat. I've read your profile. You lost too much in your first 18 years and lacked the resources to fill them up. You are weak and have low stats. Not only is it difficult for you to enter the top 3 universities with your current strength, but even if you manage to enter, you'll be in the last place without focused training. That's all you will be for life. While saying this, John was giving the pressure of his internal Kai on Zhou Yi. The pressure of his power was so much that Zhou Yi was facing a lot of problem in standing. If he had got this pressure yesterday, he would not have been able to stand till now. But he achieved something from yesterday's training, so he is able to stand up to this pressure. Luo Heng quickly comes in front of Zhao Yi, and he also releases his pressure and says angrily to Huan, What is the meaning of this, Mr. Xiao? You want to bully my student on my grounds? Zhu Yu, standing at a distance, is watching all this. She sees that Zhou Yi is staying in front of John for so long, so she understands that there is something special about this boy. Then after this, Jan releases his aura and starts leaving from there. Along with him, all the teachers who were there also start leaving, saying their words. Student recruitment not only looks for potential, but attitude as well. With such an attitude, he'll become nothing even if he is recruited. I'll leave first. See you next time, Headmaster Liu. I won't prolong my stay since Zhou Yi has such high ambitions. Seeing them all leaving, the headmaster stops them and asks them to give this child one more chance. Zhao Yu, while leaving from there, also comes in front of Zhao Yu and says, You're biased, but Mr. Xiao's words still rang true. There are countless elites in our country, and the other races are stronger than humans innately. Entering the top 3 universities is as hard as climbing the heavens. Zhou Yi laughingly answers this. I will prove my power with the result exam. There's one more month until the exam. He will definitely be able to raise his strength to a horrifying degree with the help of his system. Juyu gets thinking after listening to Zhou Yi. It's been a long time since I saw such strong and resolute eyes. It's like I've gone back to the days of fighting in the front line. I've stayed too long in a peaceful place, and even my mindset seeks stability. I have a gap with the headed young people now. She leaves from there and says her last words to Zhou Yi. Very well, I am waiting for your results. We will meet again, Mr. Zhou Yi. Following this, the narrative fast-forwards 1 month to the impending exam, where the students anticipate facing Demon Yang as the examiner. His presence instills fear among the students, as they dread the possibility of failing under his scrutiny. Demon Yang's reputation stems from crafting notoriously difficult questions 2 years prior, which resulted in the district achieving a dismal average score. Amidst their concerns, discussions about Zhou Yi arise among the students. Did you hear? Zhou Yi turned down special admission. He aims to enroll in the top 3 universities. No way! That's audacious. Even the brightest minds in our district wouldn't dare claim such aspirations. How could he be so bold? He risks losing everything just because he has a hidden class. I'd have accepted an admission fund worth millions. What a pity. Suddenly, attention shifts as some students notice Zhou Yi's arrival. As he passes by, a radiant golden aura surrounds him, prompting remarks from his peers. It appears Zhou Yi has changed. He exudes strength unlike before. Zhou Yi stands resolute before the portal gate, his demeanor reflecting his seriousness about clearing the exam and securing admission to the top 3 universities. Surrounding him, fellow students gather in front of the Secret Realm portal. As the map of the Secret Realm unveils, revealing crucial details, a sense of apprehension grips the students. The Secret Realm lies deep within the Dark Forest, spanning levels 10 to 13 with varying difficulty levels, easy, hard, and nightmare. Groups of 1 to 5 individuals are mandated for traversal, with prior warnings of the presence of cat monsters and minotaurs, vicious creatures with a penchant for human flesh. The daunting prospect elicits concern among the students, sparking discussions among them. The Dark Forest depths. Could there be swamp terrain as well? Cat monsters are agile, while minotaurs boast thick hides. Demon Yang seems intent on our demise. The increase in allowed party members signifies the map's heightened difficulty. Previous exams typically allowed 3 members, but it's 5 this time. At that moment, a teacher arrives and addresses the students sternly, emphasizing the importance of assessing their capabilities and utilizing return scrolls if faced with danger. The teacher underscores the gravity of the situation, cautioning that death in the Secret Realm equates to real-life consequences. With the allotted time dwindling, the teacher urges the examinees to prepare themselves, prompting the students to brace for departure. Examinees, prepare yourselves, the teacher declares, initiating the teleportation of students 1 by 1 to the Secret Realm map. As they depart, a range of emotions adorns their faces. Some wear smiles, while others betray signs of trepidation. Nevertheless, they must demonstrate their abilities by completing the exam. Within minutes, all students are transported to the map, leaving only a handful of teachers and onlookers outside. They observe the unfolding events on screen, noting individuals whose names and stats are displayed prominently. The first student we encounter is Sun Kang from Class 1, assuming the role of warrior, opting for the challenge of hard difficulty solo. Following him is Mo King, also from Class 1, designated as an assassin, tackling the hard difficulty alone as well. On the third screen, a trio from Class 1 appears, comprising Long Fei, Sun Giant Kang Su, who have teamed up, selecting the hard difficulty. Their roles include Elemental Mage and Gunsman. Finally, the moment arrives as our protagonist, known for his role as a Saint Knight, steps up, boldly choosing the Nightmare difficulty alone. In the last screen, warriors from Class 2, including Zhang W. Wang, Li Jiawen Hong, and Younger Lang, form a team of 4, opting for hard difficulty. Their roles encompass Archer, Fire Mage, Swordsman, and Potion Master. Observing these selections, the students outside marvel at the elite class prowess. With the exception of 2 groups, most individuals opt to tackle the exam solo. While going solo offers the advantage of maximizing experience and potentially earning higher marks, it also heightens the risk of death. Only seasoned seniors with elite class status dare to undertake such challenges. Suddenly, a girl calls out, drawing attention to Zhou Yi. As they observe his details on the screen, they notice his choice of nightmare difficulty, marked by glowing red eyes. His solitary venture into nightmare difficulty surprises them all. Amidst the audience, we spot Headmaster Luo and Education Director John. While John focuses on monitoring the students' performance, it's Zhou Yi who captivates his attention the most. Perturbed, he turns to the headmaster, expressing concern over Zhou Yi's decision to embark on solo nightmare difficulty, noting its 40% death rate, despite Saint Knight's exceptional support capabilities, making him a valuable asset to any team. The headmaster pondered whether he or Zhou Yi had made an error in judgment. The education director felt anxious, knowing that the city council had allocated substantial resources to Zhou Yi this month to enhance his chances of success. If Zhou Yi were to perish in the map, it would severely impact public opinion of the Lijiang city government. Contemplating this, the education director grew increasingly frustrated, but the headmaster reassured him, saying, "Don't fret, Director Jian. Zhou Yi is not impulsive, he must have a plan." Inside the map, numerous bloodthirsty red-eyed creatures targeted our protagonist, Zhou Yi. Unfazed, Zhou Yi readied his weapon to confront them. Despite facing monsters of nightmare difficulty, he displayed no fear. It appeared he had accomplished much in the past month. Suddenly, a cat monster lunged at Zhou Yi with full force. Prepared, Zhou Yi welcomed the attack, swiftly dispatching the monster with a single blow from his bronze 2-star dual-handed polearm axe. Divine golden aura emanated from his body as he displayed determination in his eyes. After vanquishing the monster, Zhou Yi stood with a fierce expression, blood staining his face, knowing he must surpass such feats to gain admission to the top university. Meanwhile, Zhou Yi's stats displayed strengths of 45, constitution of 51, agility of 43, and intelligence of 52. Reflecting on his progress, Zhou Yi realized, "In just 1 month, I've reached level 10, yet my average stat points have soared to an astounding 47, comparable to level 13. I could rank among the top examinees in the entire Suang district." Despite eliminating one monster, Zhou Yi found himself pursued by numerous others, who hesitated to attack after witnessing their companion's demise. Determined to prevail, Zhou Yi charged towards them at full speed. He swiftly augmented his weapon with level 4 weapon blessing, enhancing its attack power and accuracy for himself and nearby teammates, with grade C condensed holy light. After this, friends, Zhou Yi starts cutting all those monsters one by one like carrots and radishes, as if he is playing with them. Under the S+ grade talent protection of Sacred Angels effect, the Saint Knight exclusive skill weapon blessing was enhanced. The strength of a single-bladed axe was increased by 21 points. Other students must be jealous of Zhou Yi having such a powerful buff. Since the university exam limits your weapons to below 3-star bronze, but the axe in Zhou Yi's hand has the same effect as 5-star bronze. After buffing, each statistic is enough to cover the distance between Zhou Yi and everyone else in the exam. Zhou Yi was killing them all one by one, seeing their comrades dying continuously. Some monsters attack Zhou Yi simultaneously, but Zhou Yi immediately unleashes the blood of pure white skill and destroys them all in a matter of seconds. The blood of pure white skill that Zhou Yi has activated is of level 5 and grade SE. In a sense, we observe an electric current coursing through his hands as he deftly dispatches the monsters with both hands, causing his experience points to steadily rise, while notifications continuously populate the system screen. Amidst the map's chaos, Zhou Yi relentlessly pummels the adversaries, leaving the onlookers outside astounded by his prowess. Each spectator, in turn, marvels, "Impressive." Senior Zhou's timing with his skill activation is impeccable. He wields the pure white blade precisely when under attack. Zhou Yi, transformed into a demon before the monsters, not only dispatches them with weapons, but also engages in hand-to-hand combat. Amidst the fray, he ruminates, "I've elevated the pure white blade to level 5, enhancing its potent light element damage. Under the protection of the Sacred Angel buff, it can swiftly vanquish low-level monsters." Zhou Yi single-handedly annihilates all the monsters in this round, delivering a decisive blow to the remaining one with a lightning attack to its abdomen. Spectators outside erupt in jubilation at our MC's performance, expressing their excitement one by one. Remarkable. Senior Zhou is utterly dominant. I've seen single-bladed axes in trade centers before. They're exceedingly weighty, yet Senior Zhou handles it with ease. Could he have allocated all his attribute points to strength? A discerning teacher interjects, "No. Observe closely. Zhou's agility surpasses that of the cat monsters. Moreover, he casts spells rapidly and with considerable potency. His intelligence stat must be quite high." Zhou's adeptness in unleashing his axe, controlling his attack speed, and imbuing his slashes with strength suggests a tactical mastery akin to that of a combat prodigy. Additionally, within this realm, intelligence points, as displayed in the system window, amplify magical prowess. The students, now deeply engrossed, focus intently on the screen following the teacher's insights. Across all classes, instructors observe their students' performance with keen interest. The teacher from Class 5, observing Zhou Yi's performance, appears somewhat concerned, while a companion teacher seated beside him displays visible irritation at the scene. In a separate class, another teacher ponders how such a skilled student ended up in Class 5. Upon witnessing Zhou Yi's display, the education director solemnly remarks, "Zhou Yi demonstrates a strong combat mindset, but his tactics are imprudent. He expended his stamina prematurely on the initial wave of cat monsters." Continuing uninterrupted, the education director elaborates on the challenges posed by nightmare difficulty. He stresses the prevalence of formidable monsters capable of overwhelming even adept mages due to the drain on magical energy. He underscores the taxing nature of wielding the hefty axe, cautioning against prolonged usage that could leave one vulnerable to the relentless onslaught of cat monsters. As the onslaught intensifies, Zhou Yi finds himself besieged by a barrage of monsters. Observing from outside, the students grow increasingly apprehensive witnessing Zhou Yi face successive waves of cat monsters without respite. Their anxiety mounts as they question whether Senior Zhou Yi can overcome this formidable challenge. Yet their concerns prove unfounded as Zhou Yi systematically dispatches each adversary with his axe and lightning, akin to slicing vegetables in a kitchen. With each precise strike, he methodically eliminates the threat, emerging as a formidable opponent to the cat monsters. Zhou Yi assumes the role of a grim reaper to the cat monsters, standing amidst their lifeless forms as a testament to his prowess. With the area cleared of threats, the portal to the next round materializes unexpectedly. Despite initial surprise, Zhou Yi recognizes it as the gateway to the subsequent challenge and promptly steps through. On the other side, he is met by a multitude of cat monsters, poised for combat, as if anticipating his arrival. Stay tuned for future uploads, and remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video.
Previously, we saw Zhou Yi, a student who awakens the rare Saint Knight class and acquires an S+ grade talent during a class awakening ceremony. His primary motivation is to raise funds for his ailing sister's treatment. After turning down lucrative university offers, Zhou Yi aims to gain admission into one of the top 3 universities through an exam. Despite facing skepticism from others, Zhou Yi dedicates a month to intense training, bolstering his stats and skills. During the exam's nightmare difficulty mode, he showcases exceptional combat prowess, swiftly dispatching waves of cat monsters with remarkable skill and strategy. The cat monsters, waiting for our MC, were already poised for combat. A beloved host, KK, presiding over the event on QuaiCon Live, warmly welcomes viewers and provides comprehensive updates on the unfolding match. As live streaming continues to showcase the thrilling events, KK informs the audience about the ongoing stream featuring Shining Saint Knight, a renowned S-grade talent holder. Host KK displays the timing on his phone, announcing with excitement that the first wave of the Nightmare map has been conquered with remarkable efficiency. Achieving this feat in just 3 minutes and 17 seconds, he surpasses the expectations of the audience. Energized by the moment, KK steps in front of the camera, exclaiming, "Do you realize what this means? 3 minutes and 17 seconds. That's 29 seconds faster than last year's top performer." The cameraman, concerned by KK's repeated appearances in front of the camera, politely asks him to step back. Meanwhile, among the students in the audience, discussions ensue. One female student marvels at Zhou Yi's endurance, noting his seemingly minimal exhaustion despite his continuous exertion. Another student recalls Director Jan's advice not to exhaust oneself unnecessarily during the initial wave of monsters, prompting contemplation among the students. In response to the conversation, Mr. Lee interjects, urging Zhang Fei to pay close attention to the examination and implicitly trusting Director Zhan's guidance. Playfully bantering with Mr. Lee, the student suggests that he, too, finds enjoyment in watching Zhou Yi's performance. Mr. Lai feigns annoyance but inwardly delights in Zhou Yi's display, his concealed grin betraying his true feelings. Now, anticipation fills the air as everyone awaits Zhou Yi's next move. Having performed admirably thus far, all eyes are on him as he faces the daunting challenge of the next stage, teeming with formidable monsters. Within the map, our main character stands before the creatures of the second round, methodically assessing their capabilities using his evaluation technique. Among the diverse array of monsters, Zhou Yi begins by scrutinizing the Minotaur, a level 14 entity boasting silver-grade damage capabilities. Armed with skills like Berserk, Wild Rush, War Stomp, and Super Body, it poses a significant threat. Amidst the crowd, he then evaluates the Light Cat monster, level 12 with bronze-grade skill, proficient in light-based abilities, along with mastery and healing techniques. Following suit is the Fire Cat monster, level 13, and also bronze-grade in skill, specializing in fire-based attacks such as Fireball and Fire Surge. Lastly, he examines the level 11 Dark Cat monster, likewise bronze-grade in skill, adept in dark arts and capable of casting curses. As Zhou Yi meticulously assesses each creature, his mind races with strategic calculations. Recognizing the classic team composition of warrior, healer, and mage represented by the various cat monsters and the formidable Minotaur acting as a high-damage threat, he understands the heightened risk of death in this stage. If the first stage was merely scattered bandits, the second stage presents a coordinated team of trained soldiers, amplifying the peril 100-fold. Suddenly, a cacophony of screams erupts from the monsters as they prepare to launch their attack on our hero. The Minotaur and several other creatures charge directly at Zhou Yi, while the fire and dark-type monsters position themselves to unleash their skills from a distance. Before Zhou Yi can react, he falls victim to the curse of the dark-type monsters. Despite being ensnared by the curse, Zhou Yi remains remarkably composed. However, the audience outside is anything but calm. Witnessing Zhou Yi's predicament, they are filled with distress at seeing him trapped. Students observing the perilous situation from afar cry out, "Oh my God, he's in danger." Within the map, as the Minotaur and numerous other monsters close in for physical attacks, and the curse-type monster ensnares Zhou Yi, the fire-type monsters launch their fiery assaults. Observing the seamless teamwork of the monsters, Zhou Yi can't help but smile, remarking, "Warriors charging in, mages buffing, healers supporting, not a bad display of teamwork." As the monsters draw near and launch their assault, suddenly, a golden light begins to emanate from Zhou Yi's hands, gradually enveloping his entire body in a radiant aura, leaving the spectators in awe of the unfolding spectacle. Zhou Yi swiftly employs his newfound technique, the Cross of the Sacred Light. Upon its completion, a sizable golden cross materializes behind him. The mere presence of this cross begins to affect all nearby monsters. Those that had approached Zhou Yi with hostile intent now shriek in agony, succumbing to the relentless light and elemental fire damage inflicted by the radiant cross. The brilliance emitted by the cross is so intense that even monsters standing at a distance struggle to see, while those in close proximity are swiftly vanquished. The Cross of the Sacred Light, classified as a level 4 skill with grade B, summons divine light to form a cross behind Zhou Yi, unleashing devastating damage upon all enemies within range. In the aftermath of this powerful display, Zhou Yi stands calmly amidst the carnage, the cross still visible behind him amidst the scattered dust and fallen monsters, all vanquished without resistance. Only the Minotaur remains standing. Witnessing Zhou Yi's astounding performance, the audience erupts into chaos, engaging in fervent discussions among themselves. Expressions of disbelief and awe ripple through the crowd as they marvel at the instantaneous annihilation of the low-level monsters. Director Jan, too, is taken aback by our hero's prowess, unable to comprehend how Zhou Yi could wield a grade B skill. He remarks in astonishment, "It's a grade B area of effect skill. Similar to talent skills, they are categorized by grade from lowest to highest. There are 7 grades in total. The higher the grade, the more powerful the effect, and the harder it is to obtain. Director Zhan, meanwhile, harbors concerns about Zhou Yi's acquisition of such a skill, considering that the resources provided by the government typically only yield skills of grade C at best. He realizes that Zhou Yi harbors secrets far beyond what initially meets the eye. Within the map's confines, with all other adversaries dispatched, Zhou Yi stands face to face with a lone minotaur. Our main character, pointing his axe towards the creature, declares, "You are the only one left," with a confident smile. Zhou Yi's demeanor suggests he has issued an open challenge, daring the Minotaur to engage him in combat. Enraged by this provocation, the monster unleashes its full arsenal of skills. Employing Berserk and Superior Body, the Minotaur delivers a powerful War Stomp attack, rending the ground asunder. Despite the ferocity of the assault, Zhou Yi effortlessly evades it. Undeterred, the Minotaur advances with a wild rush, determined to deny our main character any opportunity to recover. Shielded by the impenetrable Superior Body effect, the beast's charge cannot be halted by conventional attacks. However, before the Minotaur can strike, Zhou Yi counters with a devastating air slash from his axe. The force of Zhou Yi's attack propels the Minotaur backward at twice the speed it approached. Seizing the momentary advantage, Zhou Yi swiftly closes the distance and delivers a strike with a blade of pure light. Until this moment, the Minotaur had endured 2 formidable attacks, shielded by the potent combination of Berserk and Superior Body effects, rendering the blows ineffective. Recognizing the creature's thick-skinned resilience, Zhou Yi swiftly adjusts his strategy, delivering a powerful axe strike that even the Minotaur's Superior Body cannot withstand. The force of the blow sends the beast crashing to the ground, blood spilling from its mouth. Approaching the fallen monster, Zhou Yi remarks, "You are still alive," before delivering a final fatal blow by pressing his foot against the creature's mouth, ending its suffering with a scream of agony. With the demise of the Minotaur, the portal to the next round opens, signaling Zhou Yi's impending confrontation with the boss. In the outside world, Zhou Yi's remarkable feat leaves the audience in awe and disbelief. They marvel at his ability to fell a towering 4-meter Minotaur with a single swing, with one individual noting the additional challenge posed by the Minotaur's berserk state. Zhou Yi's display of strength garners admiration, with many admirers expressing their affection and shouting declarations of love for the senior. The host was ecstatic after watching Zhou Yi's outstanding performances one after another. He announced to the live audience that Zhou Yi had cleared the second stage in just 59 seconds. The education director, Jan, was delighted by Zhou Yi's display and praised his perfect timing, skillful use of abilities, and absolute control over his strength. Jan expressed disbelief that Zhou Yi had only awakened his powers a month ago. He also congratulated the headmaster, as the Second Academy was producing such a renowned student. The headmaster, Luo, laughingly remarked that fortunes come and go, and it was now the Second Academy's turn to have an elite student. He was pleased because the Academy's previous best student had only ranked 721st in the district, but Zhou Yi could elevate the Second Academy to new heights. His happiness was evident. However, someone then questioned why the senior Zhou Yi was not resting before entering the boss room. Hearing this, the headmaster and education director turned their attention to the screen showing Zhou Yi entering. The education director angrily stated that it would be an enormous loss if any advantages were squandered by not properly recovering first. Seeing the director's anger, the headmaster tried to calm him, saying, "Zhou Yi must have a reason, and they should be patient." In the heavily populated and talent-rich Sukang district, those aiming for the top 100 rankings choose to solo the nightmare difficulty under the same conditions. To make the top 100, one must pass in the shortest time possible. Zhou Yi had reached the boss room inside this map. The boss, a human-like monster, was not pleased to see Zhou Yi trespassing in his domain, angrily asking how the human dared to enter his place. Zhou Yi quickly evaluated the monster's stats, revealing it to be a level 16 gold-ranked Minotaur King. Due to the level difference, Zhou Yi could not analyze the Minotaur King's full abilities. Sensing Zhou Yi's evaluation, the angry Minotaur King attacked, declaring that since Zhou Yi had come, he should prepare to die. This powerful attack changed the entire atmosphere, breaking the ground and turning the palace into a battlefield. Amidst the blurred attack, Zhou Yi continuously activated all his buffs: Blessing of Dawn, Gift of Courage, Gift of God, Gift of Protection, and any others he possessed. The Minotaur King tried locating Zhou Yi, who then called out, "Little cow, I am here." After activating the buffs, Zhou Yi had transformed into the initial Saint Knight form, an amazing sight to behold. Seeing Zhou Yi's transformed Saint Knight form, the Minotaur King became enraged, grinding his teeth angrily. Without hesitation, Zhou Yi attacked the Minotaur King, further angering the beast whose eyes turned red with fury, as if he would kill Zhou Yi with his glare alone. Zhou Yi readied his weapon and struck the Minotaur King with all his might using an axe. However, the Minotaur King blocked the attack with his hand. Despite Zhou Yi putting full force behind his assault, the Minotaur King remained unharmed, merely blocking the blows. During this powerful attack, Zhou Yi realized even his four-buffed axe could not pierce the Minotaur's flesh. At this point, the transformed Zhou Yi grew very tired, as maintaining his evolved form consumed immense energy. His sustained efforts paid off slightly, as he managed to inflict a small scratch on the Minotaur King's palm, causing the beast to scream in rage. Fed up with this little game, the Minotaur King attacked Zhou Yi with his weapon, intent on killing the humans swiftly to end the fight. However, Zhou Yi easily dodged the strike. Each of the Minotaur King's attacks held immense power, utterly destroying the areas they hit and kicking up dust that pushed Zhou Yi back. After evading one such attack, the Minotaur King suddenly charged Zhou Yi with blinding speed, hitting him squarely in the stomach before he could react. The incredible force launched Zhou Yi away, smashing through 4 or 5 pillars before crashing into a wall. It was so powerful that Zhou Yi realized if not for his Saint Armor's protection, the blow surely would have broken some of his bones. Zhou Yi was not worried about the damage from the Minotaur King's powerful blow, as that was what he wanted. He knew what to do next after this exchange of blows, which he intentionally allowed to land. He immediately used his next move, Spear of Victory. Upon activation, many divine light spears from the sky rained down to strike the Minotaur King. This Spear of Victory was Zhou Yi's level 3, grade C technique that condensed divine light into spears to hurl at the enemy for high damage. All around, Zhou Yi's divine light spears attacked the Minotaur King, who began destroying them through sheer force. The beast knew that if even one spear hit, the rest would follow, so he refused to let a single one near him. Not one of Zhou Yi's attacks had hit yet. Observing this, Zhou Yi understood the Minotaur King was more powerful, superior in strength and constitution. It was impossible to overpower him through brute force alone. Zhou Yi did not want to merely exhaust the Minotaur to eliminate him, as that would waste too much time and cost him the first position ranking. While such attacks could slowly kill the beast by tiring it, that process would be too time-consuming and counterproductive for Zhou Yi's goals. He felt the examiner would not place students in such a no-win scenario without alternative solutions. Even as he pondered this, Zhou Yi continued his assault, but the Minotaur remained unscathed, not hit by a single attack despite the prolonged fight. However, Zhou Yi did recognize some weaknesses. The Minotaur's speed had reduced compared to earlier, and rapidly attacking it from multiple angles would overwhelm it. So Zhou Yi increased his assault speed, landing blows on the Minotaur's knees. His system warned of low mana from sustaining this transformed state so long, but Zhou Yi ignored it for now. Besides exploiting the Minotaur's reduced agility, Zhou Yi found its second weakness was resistance. It took much more damage from negative effects when under concentrated attack. Capitalizing on these vulnerabilities, Zhou Yi relentlessly pummeled the Minotaur, eventually forcing it to its knees. While the beast had higher endurance and life points, it was affected far more by accumulated damage and debuffs. Zhou Yi now understood he needed to carefully use his abilities to exponentially increase the damage on the Minotaur King, knowing defeat here would eliminate him from further competition. Thinking this, Zhou Yi launched a simultaneous assault on the Minotaur King, who was kneeling on the ground, screaming. All the attacks collided at full speed, causing golden-colored explosions to erupt. Golden light shone brilliantly, the Minotaur King's screams ringing out from within. Zhou Yi's powerful barrage had again drained his mana dangerously low. With his mana about to be depleted, Zhou Yi wanted to end the fight quickly, formulating one final attack. However, this last strike required precise timing in releasing the skill. As he moved in for the final attack, Zhou Yi's mind raced with doubts. If my last attack fails to work properly, I'll fail the exam by running out of mana before killing the Minotaur King. He hadn't planned on needing such an all-out assault to eliminate the beast, but this was his last chance. Swiftly drawing his sword, Zhou Yi launched an immensely powerful strike with all his remaining strength against the Minotaur King, cleaving the creature's body in two. The moment the Minotaur King perished, Zhou Yi received a notification that he had cleared the Nightmare difficulty, Deep Dark Fork Forest dungeon, in 9 minutes and 24 seconds, completing his college entrance exam. Utterly drained after the grueling battle, Zhou Yi was then surprised by another notification praising his outstanding SSS ranked clear. After seeing the notification that he was the first to clear this map, the main character was stunned and overjoyed at this confirmation of his incredible achievement. His mind flooded with memories of his difficult past, transferring schools, his mother's passing, his sister's illness, the family's huge debts, and medical bills piling up. Despite everyone putting immense pressure on him during those harsh times, he persevered without giving up. The main character recalled how he vowed if he couldn't increase his stats, he would keep training his fighting skills and cultivating an indomitable spirit. He remembered when he first gained access to the system, which gave his life a second chance and the opportunity to take his fate into his own hands through diligent hard work. With a newfound sense of determination, he resolved, "My heart is still the same, unshakable. No one can change it." As the notification ceased, a portal opened as the exit. The main character stepped through, earning an impressive reward of 5,212 experience points and 20 skill points, allowing him to increase 3 levels simultaneously from this single match. Zhou Yi had now ascended to the elite level 13 rank. Among his hard-earned rewards gleamed the Forest Belt, a powerful accessory that boosted his constitution a formidable 10% and amplified his strength by an impressive 7%. However, this coveted item could only be equipped by those level 10 or higher. When braving the dangers of the forest, the belt bestowed continual boons upon the wearer, fortifying their life points, stamina, and mana recovery by 3 each, sustenance crucial for survival. Next came the Forest Ring, an elegant band that heightened its owner's agility by 8% and intellect by 10%, again requiring the level 10 threshold. Accompanying these was a bushel of wild strawberries, innocuous in appearance, but capable of replenishing a modest portion of mana upon consumption. The final reward, however, was the Crown Jewel, the ultra-rare gold-grade Minotaur King card. This legendary artifact could elevate the might of any item by an astonishing 20% once its arcane enchantment was unleashed. As Zhou Yi triumphantly exited the portal, a deafening roar of adulation assaulted his senses. Legions of admirers shouted feverish adulations, passionate cries of "I love you," intermingled with zealous proclamations, elevating Zhou Yi to divine status. The riotous cacophony swelled as devotees vied to outdo one another in extolling his godly deeds and amazing prowess. Zhou Yi stood dumbstruck, struggling to comprehend this tsunami of frenzied veneration. Through the pandemonium, he glimpsed the academy's headmaster and education director advancing, beaming with pride, trailed by a horde of relentless media continuously documenting every moment. As they approached, the headmaster's booming laughter rang out, solo clearing the Nightmare Realm in under 10 minutes? An unparalleled, earth-shattering achievement, the greatest honor our prestigious Second Academy has ever witnessed. From my years scrutinizing these exams, Zhou Yi exhibits the remarkable potential to claim Swang District's highest rank. The future shines brilliantly for this young prodigy, the headmaster declared with profound admiration. Zhou Yi replied humbly, "You honor me with excessive praise." Just then, a sleek vehicle glided onto the scene, its unexpected arrival stunning the assembled students. Murmurs of incredulity rippled through the crowd as one awed witness exclaimed, "By the holy angels, Is that not the mythical S-400, a magic-imbued marvel capable of taking flight? A conveyance so extravagant, its price could purchase a lavish capital estate. Nods and hushed affirmations swept through the onlookers. The prestigious education director himself beckoned Zhou Yi into the sumptuous interior, informing him, "The final results shall be forthcoming within 3 days' time. You shall be promptly notified upon their release." Zhou Yi expressed his gratitude to Director Jan, while the beaming headmaster encouraged the young hero to savor this respite and await the inevitable glad tidings. The narrative shifted to the hospital's sterile confines, where, true to his vow, Zhao Wenbing had swiftly arranged for Xiao Yun's transfer to the opulent deluxe suite. There, an elite medical team diligently monitored her condition around the clock. Zhou Yi hastened to his sister's bedside, exchanging greetings with the attending nurse as he entered the lift. "I come bearing wonderful news for Xiao Yun," he disclosed. As the lift ascended towards the 26th floor, an unnatural chill pervaded the air, prompting the puzzled nurse to remark upon the enigmatic cold. Though Zhou Yi sensed something amiss, neither was prepared for the shocking vista that greeted them as the doors parted. "What devilry is this?" the nurse gasped, recoiling in horror. Before their disbelieving eyes, the entire floor was entombed in frozen stillness. Jagged icicles glazed every surface, the doctors themselves calcified into crystal statues. Zhou Yi's chest constricted with dread for his sister's safety. Heedless of the nurse's caution, he burst through the frozen barrier, desperately calling Xiao Yun's name. The sight that met his frantic gaze defied rational explanation. An ethereal ice dragon, its chilling spirit form emanating from Xiao Yun's convulsing body as she writhed in abject agony. The room's utter desolation was profound. The few conscious medics scrambling in vain effort to revive the manifested beast's frozen victims. Fresh from his unprecedented triumph over the Nightmare Realm's boss, Zhou Yi had silenced those who doubted his merit. But now, confronted by the supernatural peril threatening his beloved sister's life, his hard-earned victories paled into insignificance. Steeling himself, he gathered his energies to strike, determined to physically subdue the glacial beast through sheer force if necessary. For Zhou Yi could not, would not, cede to the sight of Xiao Yun suffering such unspeakable torment. Just as Zhou Yi prepared to attack, the healer Sis King stopped him. King was healing Zhou Yi's sister Xiao Yun in this room, though her own hands were already half frozen from exerting her healing powers. Realizing why King intervened, Zhou Yi approached her. King was devoting all her energy to saving Xiao Yun, her worry evident despite her exhaustion. Not just her hands, but her feet were also being overtaken by ice. Still, King persisted, even as the spiritual dragon blasted freezing air throughout the room. Any normal person would have frozen solid within minutes, but as awakeners, Zhou Yi and King could withstand it to a degree. Zhou Yi looked at King questioningly, asking what was happening and why she had stopped his attack. While continuing her healing efforts, King explained that carelessly attacking could shatter Xiao Yun's heart. Zhou Yi then asked about the dragon's presence, as he had never encountered such a creature before. King revealed that Xiao Yun's latent cold disease had suddenly flared, flash freezing everyone in ice. The strain showed on King's face. She had been struggling to control the situation for too long already, and it was clear she could not maintain her efforts much longer. She told Zhou Yi as much, admitting the best she could currently do was contain the freezing cold from spreading beyond this floor, and urging him to evacuate quickly. King admitted the best she could currently do was contain the freezing cold from spreading beyond this floor, and urged the main character to evacuate quickly. However, he became emotionally distraught, asking, "Then what will happen to Zion?" King looked disappointed as she told the main character, "Without a high-level priest, I can do no more than this." Realizing King could act no further, the main character stepped forward to protect his sister himself. He expended all his system skill points to upgrade his slow recovery ability. The level 4 skill instantly enhanced to level 10 slow regeneration, gradually restoring the health and mana of teammates within a certain range for a period of time, which would greatly aid his team. Without delay, the main character activated the enhanced slow regeneration on his sister. divine light flooded the room, and a sacred symbol manifested behind him, made visible by the skill's increase in power. Under slow regeneration's effects, King, whose body was already more than half frozen, was restored to normalcy. Observing this, King expresses surprise, remarking, "The potency of the Saint Knight's healing ability is truly remarkable. It may even surpass the effectiveness of a level 23 priest like myself." Meanwhile, Zhou Yi diligently focuses on healing his sister with all his might. Gradually, the ice encasing his sister's body begins to thaw, freeing her from its icy grip. While Zhou Yi succeeds in significantly melting the ice, he realizes that a complete cure remains beyond his reach. Thus, he instructs King, "King, I'll manage here. Please inform Secretary Xiao immediately and request the presence of a high-level priest." Upon hearing this, King notes, "Securing an appointment with a high-level priest is challenging. The earliest slot Secretary Xiao has arranged is for next week. Even if we contact her now, she won't arrive in time." Undeterred, our protagonist turns to her with determination, stating, "Simply convey to Secretary Xiao that if she can arrange for a high-level priest to come here, I pledge to fulfill one unconditional favor for her in the future." Initially hesitant, King eventually exits the room, affirming, "Understood, I'll head inside." Meanwhile, our main character remains focused on ensuring his sister's well-being. The nightly onslaught of cold has plagued Xiao Yun for the past year, causing excruciating pain throughout her body due to the chilling aura. Although our main character acknowledges the escalating severity of the cold, he remains unaware of its ability to affect the outside world. Considerable time has elapsed since Zhao Yi embarked on this endeavor, and gradually, as darkness descends, the edifice begins to succumb to freezing temperatures within. Even the chamber housing our protagonist is now encased in ice. A fragile veneer of frost begins to coat his form, hinting at the imminent depletion of his powers. Despite his ongoing efforts to sustain his sister through slow recovery, the spiritual ice dragon's focus remains solely on our main character. It appears unequivocally fixated on him, leading to a steady decline in his abilities. However, a sudden intervention occurs as a verdant energy sphere materializes and assails the dragon relentlessly. The barrage inflicts anguish upon the dragon, consequently causing Xiao Yun to suffer as well. Witnessing this, Zhao Yi bellows indignantly, commanding, "Cease! Do not harm her." Yet in an unforeseen turn, the energy sphere strikes our main character directly in the abdomen, propelling him beyond the dragon's reach. Subsequently, a distinguished high priestess emerges, ushering Zhao Yi aside before beckoning the dragon towards her. The ice dragon seethed with rage following the attack, prompting an immediate retaliation as it lunged towards the high priest. Despite the high priest's preparedness, she relentlessly fought back with her weapon. Her strike seemed imbued with a mystical essence, ensnaring the dragon in a spell wherever they landed. Helpless against the magical onslaught, the spiritual ice dragon found itself immobilized. Reduced to just its mouth, even that was under the control of the priestess. Though bound by spells, the dragon's fury remained evident in its eyes. With a final powerful strike, the high priestess banished the dragon back into Xiao Yun's body. As the dragon returned, Xiao Yun's condition rapidly improved, much to Zhao Yi's relief. The high priestess then utilized her abilities to thaw the ice covering the floor. Turning to Zhao Yi, she recognized him and introduced herself as Chui Lia, a level 35 secondary awakened priest of King Yun City. Pleasantly acknowledging the introduction, Zhao Yi addressed her as Miss Chui. Chui revealed that Director Zhan had instructed her to treat Zhou Yi's sister beforehand, hinting at other thoughts running through her mind about Zhou Yi's potential. Impressed by Zhou Yi's endurance in the face of adversity, Chui concluded that Director Zhan's trust was well placed. Following this, Zhao Yi inquired about his sister's ailment, prompting Chui to explain the manifestation of cold energy as a sign of bloodline awakening, leaving Zhao Yi stunned with just 2 words escaping his lips. Bloodline awakening? The high priestess proceeds to enlighten him about the phenomenon of bloodline awakening. In the early days of the Eternal game, players often selected characters of diverse races, such as elves, giants, demons, among others. When the game fused with reality, these players inherited the characteristics of their chosen bloodlines. For instance, individuals with elven lineage may exhibit verdant eyes and elongated ears, while those with giant bloodlines can reach towering heights of 3 to 4 meters. Over the past 2 centuries, these players intermarried with humans, leading to a dilution of their bloodlines over successive generations, resulting in the gradual loss of their inherent traits and powers, save for a rare occurrence known as bloodline awakening. The High Priestess also cautions our protagonist that bloodline awakening can bring both blessings and misfortune. A successful awakening empowers individuals to harness the abilities of other races, with their level of prowess and capacity for learning multiplied. However, failure could result in paralysis or instantaneous death. Following this revelation, the High Priestess imparts crucial details to our main character regarding his sister's awakening. It's revealed that Xiaoyun's affliction with cold stems from her body's inability to contend with her bloodline. Notably, upon observing Xiaoyun's dragon, the High Priestess informs Zhao Yi that his sister possesses a rare freezing bloodline. Consequently, should Xiaoyun wish to perpetuate this unique bloodline, she must undergo a transformation of her constitution. To aid in this endeavor, the High Priestess divulges information about the Freezing Lotus treasure, which has the capability to alter human physiology. However, the treasure she referred to is exceedingly rare, as its last known appearance was at an auction 30 years ago, where it was purchased by an unidentified buyer for a staggering sum of 1.3 billion. Before departing, the High Priestess imparts some final information to our main character regarding John. Who can no longer contain her cold, her condition will inevitably escalate and erupt within 3 months. Additionally, the High Priestess mentions another alternative, the Great Sealing skill, which would seal Xiaoyun's bloodline. She advises our protagonist to contact her once a decision has been made, although it comes at the cost of Xiaoyun's inability to advance in levels in the future. Hearing this, our main character is suddenly overcome with sadness and retreats to his room, his thoughts consumed by his sister's predicament. 5 days later, we find Zhou Yi diligently training, having completed various tasks for the day, including deep squats, push-ups, sit-ups, and weapon drills, each performed 200 times. Upon completing his mission, the system prompts our protagonist to choose a reward. Opting to allocate his rewards to stat points, Zhou Yi, a Saint Knight, prioritizes constitution and intelligence, while ensuring a balanced distribution across all 4 stats to mitigate weaknesses. However, another notification interrupts his routine: the announcement of exam results. To his delight, our main character emerges as the top scorer in the Sukang District exam, unlocking a series of rewards. Among these rewards are the coveted level S Divine Skill of God Hand, an S-grade divine item known as the one-time mystery skill of exorcism, the AEV rare skill punishment of light, along with 30 free stat points and 30 skill points. That concludes the video. If you found it enjoyable, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell icon for notifications, and giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.